on all the money matters that perturb you or perhaps keep you awake at night. One of them is the receipt of your income tax refund. Now, in case if your case is a bit complicated, then you should expect that, there may be a possibility of your case being picked up for assessment, scrutiny, etc. However, if you're a regular salaried employee, or if you do have simply certain other incomes or maybe in house property, you should ideally get the refund for AY 1920, that's March 2019, by now, and that should hopefully make your Diwali a bit more brighter. However, if you've still not got your income tax refund, then what should you be doing? That's what we will be discussing today with Siddharth Banwat. He's a partner with TP Ostwal and Associates. Siddharth, it's always a pleasure having you with us on The Money Show. Thank you so much for joining in. So let's start off with ideally, when should a regular salaried taxpayer receive the income tax refund? March 2019 is of course the year we are talking about, or March of every year for that matter, and then either by 31st July or in this year's case 31st August one files their return. And of course everything nowadays is done online, your KYC, Aadhaar linkage, everything is done. So ideally, if it's a very simple income tax case, when should the refund hit the bank account?
Well, Mubina, the point is that under the law, there is no timeline which is prescribed for a refund to be granted by Income Tax Department. In fact, the provision says that if the assessing officer is satisfied with the claim of the refund which you have made, that if the assessee has paid tax which is in excess of actual liability, then in that case refund is to be issued. No timeline prescribed, but principally then it lays down the basic fundamental that once the return is filed, it should be verified, and once it is verified and found to be correct, intimation under 143(1) should be issued calculating the refund, and then it should be issued. So if you ask me specifically that at what time it should be issued, we cannot comment upon that, but certainly with technology coming into picture, all these centralized processing system working there, so refund should be cleared within couple of months after it is filed, because in salaried class return it's only the reconciliation of the TDS statement which should happen, and in case of other source income, some smaller transaction, bank interest also needs to be verified. So it should be pretty much within the period of 3 to 4 months. In some cases it has been received quickly, but I believe there are some discrepancies in some cases where they may be selecting them for scrutiny, and that is why there is no refund at this moment. And I don't know what's the fund position with the government right now, because that's something which is not in the public domain.
A statement like that, Siddharth, it certainly is very scary fund position of the government, because it's on that our income tax refund as well do depend on. Well, yes, of course, there's no timeline as such that's written in law as well, that you should be receiving your refund by this date. But ordinarily, and over the last few years, we've really seen speedy receipt of refund, income tax refund, if you're eligible to, if your case is a fairly simple one, and of course if you have ensured that you've disclosed all the important details in your income tax refund return, pardon me. So Siddharth, let's say if someone has still not received their refund, and if they're wondering that what the status is when it comes to their return and their refund, what should they do? Is there any way that they can approach the department, either walking over to their ward or perhaps doing something online on the income tax website?
See, initially, earlier there was a process for claiming refund. There was a form to be filed, a Form 30, but that form and procedure was redundant, because all details of computation of tax were filed in return of income. Recently, with effect from 1st September 2019, the provision has been amended, and the claim of refund is governed by the filing of return itself, if the return is filed in accordance with Section 139. So there is no additional process which you can do to follow up unless there is an intimation or the notice under 143(2) has been issued. Because if once notice under 143(2) has been issued, that means case has been selected for scrutiny, there can be a delay. But in all other cases, there is no procedure which has been prescribed. So I believe in this era of social media, the other alternative for you is to go to the Twitter account and tweet it to income tax Twitter handle that your refund has been pending for long. At least you should get a reply there.